What's going on, you guys? My name is Zach Hartley and welcome back to another weekly watch list video. In this series, I share with you the stocks that are at the top of my watch list going into the week ahead. We're also going to take a look at the market conditions so we can understand how things are doing. So if you get any value out of this video, remember to click that like and subscribe button, and let's jump right in. Okay, so for those of you interested in seeing what I am trading, here's what one of my portfolios look like. This is a new RRSP portfolio that I just started a little while ago. I've put some money into this and I actually plan to withdraw this money in order to purchase a property over the next kind of year or two. So in this account, in this portfolio, I'm looking for kind of high growth stocks that are also fairly secure. So I'm basically looking for large cap tech stocks that I think are going to do well over the next 6 to 12 months. And so in this portfolio, I've invested in Shopify and Apple, both of which are up over 10% in the last 2 weeks. I'm also up over 5% on Microsoft, Mercado Libre, and Amazon just in the last little while, and I'm down 5% on Alibaba. But that's totally okay, and if you guys are interested in seeing when I take positions in companies like this, definitely consider signing up for my private Discord chat. It's absolutely fantastic resource. Now, let's dive into the market conditions so that you can understand what's happening in the broader market. So the NASDAQ is usually where I like to start, and this is really, really exciting because on Wednesday, we set a brand new all-time high on the NASDAQ index. That's a very, very strong sign, and it means that the markets are going in the right direction. We also had a beautiful day on Thursday and Friday, and we closed out the week within 1% of our all-time highs. Now, when we look at the S&P 500, it was a fantastic week here as well. We actually closed out on Friday at an all-time high of 4,371 points. So a very, very nice time to see. Lots of strength in both the S&P 500 as well as the NASDAQ. And when we look at the Dow Jones, we are at a very, very crucial level right now, right at this 35,000 point mark, because we've already been rejected from 35,000s twice, right here once in May and again right here in June. And now at the beginning of July, we have crept our way back up to 35,000 points, and it will be really, really nice to see if this week we can break through that barrier. It will be another positive sign and another show of strength for the markets. But overall, the NASDAQ, which represents technology, is doing extremely well. The S&P 500, which represents the broad market, is doing extremely well. And the Dow Jones Industrials, which largely represents industrial companies, is also very, very close to all-time highs. So overall, lots of strength in the market right now. Now, when it comes to COVID, I did a little bit of research over the weekend, and I just kind of want to share this with you because most of the world is doing very good, especially Canada and the United States. We're doing really well when it comes to COVID, and the vaccine's rolling out and things are going really well. But there's very small pockets of the world, maybe not small pockets, but there's certain areas of the world that are not handling things very well at all. And I just want you to be aware of them in case you have any investments in those geographic regions. Now, the first one's a little bit small. This is South Africa. But as you can see, over the last sort of 2 weeks, they have now set new highs for daily new cases, which is definitely not a good sign. The next one I want to point out to you is Russia. As you can see, the numbers continue to climb up in Russia, and we are very close to the highs that we saw back in November and December, so not a good sign from Russia. And then the place that's probably getting hit the absolute hardest, which I'm very heartbroken to see this, is Indonesia. So think of Bali. Bali is probably just getting absolutely destroyed right now with COVID because they are at all-time daily new high cases, and it's by a factor of like 3 or 4x right now, which is very, very disheartening, and it's not nice to see, and there's a lot of people in pain right now. So I really hope that they can come out of this and get better quickly. Now, Bitcoin, when we start talking about Bitcoin, we have to understand we were at highs of like $62,000 to $65,000 just a few months ago, and currently we're trading at $33,000 USD. So we have had a major pullback, and over the last month, basically, it's been pretty choppy. There has not been a clear direction. There's not been major levels of support and resistance. We've basically been kind of trading choppy, basically in a bearish direction. We have tested the 30,000 price level several times. We've bounced off of it, so I am thinking we have some support at 30,000, but as of right now, it has been choppy trading over the last few weeks, almost 2 months here. So not a great sign, and we are well below our highs of $62,000 to $65,000. Now, when it comes to earnings coming up this week, there's a lot of big names putting out earnings, primarily in the banks and financial sector. So on Tuesday, you've got JP Morgan Chase and Goldman Sachs. On Wednesday, you've got Bank of America as well as Wells Fargo. And then on Thursday, you actually have Morgan Stanley and Bancorp. You also have TS TSMC, which is the semiconductor company. So a lot's going on this week, lots of action in the financial space as well as the semiconductor space. So it's definitely going to be a big week ahead. Now, one of the things that I want to kind of recap and point out to you is that last week I showed you this Apple stock and I said, hey, it looks like we could see a breakout here. You can see that we got rejected at 137 right here. We got rejected again right before the new year, again right here in February, and again right here in April and May. We were creeping up to that 137 mark. It looks like we were breaking through it. We had finally hit 139, and it looked like over the next week we could finally break all-time highs for Apple stock. And what's really nice is that that is exactly what happened. And as you can see, my RRSP portfolio is doing pretty good. We're up 10% in like 2 weeks. And just on Friday, we closed out at a brand new all-time high for Apple. A very, very easy trade for you to get into. All you have to do was notice the resistance right here at around 137 to 140 and buy in on the breakout. That's exactly what I did. And so far, it's worked out really well. So I want to share that one with you. And another company that's also going through sort of a similar pattern is Amazon. As you can see, we got rejected at 3,500 once right here in September, again in October, almost really close here in February, but definitely a rejection in May right here, end of May. And then again, we broke through right here over the last week, about a 10% move over the last 2 weeks, which is really, really nice for a big company like Amazon. Both Amazon, both Apple setting all-time highs this week. Really, really nice to see, and they are leading the NASDAQ index right now. Now, the next company I want to point out to you is Drone Delivery Canada. This is one of my favorite companies. I'm actually into it at around 65 cents, so I'm up over 100% on the position right now, and they had an absolutely massive day on Friday. The stock rose up by 26% on some really, really good news, where Drone Delivery Canada had just announced an agreement to help supply and sell products and services, and they're basically offering to the Edmonton International Airport as well as two basically courier and delivery companies. So they picked up 3 new customers in one news release, and it's actually the first agreement at a major international airport to do drone delivery operations here in Canada. So really, really nice, absolutely groundbreaking. And as you can see, the stock has now broken through both moving averages. It looks like we may have bounced off of support right around $1 to $1.10. We are moving up higher, and there is a lot of news coming out about the stock. There's a lot of news stations covering it. This was definitely a big announcement, and it would not surprise me to see this momentum continue on Monday and Tuesday, because I think this could have been the turning point for the company of like, okay, these guys are legit. This is a big contract. It's going to be bringing in revenue here in the next year, and I think it's a great opportunity. So hopefully this is a turning point for this stock chart, because over the last few months it hasn't looked so good. Now, another company with actually a fairly similar stock chart is Good Food. Now, I took a position in this company earlier this week. I think we're up about 3 or 4%. And the reason that the stock is up right now is because I believe it was Wednesday they reported record revenue in the last quarter. It was up by about 24%. And this is a Canadian-based food meal delivery company that is growing exponentially fast. And they also have fairly healthy margins. So I am very optimistic about the company on the long term. I'm also optimistic about the company in the short term, because if you can get in around $8 or $9, I think you've got lots of opportunity to ride it back up to around 13 or 14 and capture a nice 30 to 40% move. The next company that I'm watching really, really closely this week is Actinium Pharmaceuticals, ticker symbol ATNM. And the reason that I'm watching this company is I've already done a video profile on them. I know what they do. I like the business model. I like the industry they're in. And the stock has continued to bounce off $7 several times. Once right here in September, again right here in March, again right here in April, again in May, and now right at the beginning of July. We are literally hovering on this support level of $7. We're currently trading at $7.26. So you can see we're down by almost 45% from our highs right here in November and December. I think it has come down to a major level of support right here at $7. And on Monday and Tuesday, if we see support at $7 and we see the stock starting to move higher with increasing volume, that is going to be confirmation of support and a bounce. I will be entering that position, putting a stop loss just below probably $6.84. And I'll be looking to ride it up to the first level of $9, then $10, and then probably $12 and $13. And those are the levels where I would want to be taking profit. Now, the next company I want to talk about here is Palo-Alto Networks. I pointed this one out about 2 weeks ago because, as you can see, we had a very clear ascending triangle right here. We had one level of resistance at 370 right here, another one right here in the middle of June, and then we were basically coming to the edge of this triangle right here. Now, over the last 2 weeks, it was a little bit of a choppy breakout. It wasn't actually super clear, but we did break out through this triangle right here, and now we are approaching all-time highs of this big round $400 level. And so what I am watching for in Palo Alto Networks is I want to see the stock move through 400, and I want to see it either move through with strength, or I want to see it break through slowly, come back down and retest 400, and that's where I'm going to be buying into it. Palo Alto Networks is a cybersecurity company that's been around for a very long time. They're very consistent. They're a great company, and I really, really like the business model. I think cybersecurity is only going to become more and more important over the next 5 to 10 years. Now, if you're interested in seeing when I enter and when I exit these securities and when I buy and sell these stocks, definitely consider signing up for my Discord chat. That's where I post all of my trades as well as my technical analysis. So even the stocks that I'm just looking at and I haven't made a trade on yet, I tell you about those ones. I post the charts and I show you what I'm watching for. If you're interested in signing up for that, it's $5 per month. The link is in the description to this video, and my goal with the Discord chat is to build a community of traders so that we can all build each other up and help each other share due diligence, share information, so that you're not sitting at home alone trying to figure it all out on your own. Now, next company I want to point out to you is Pure Extracts. This is a Canadian company that focuses on extracting the important ingredients from cannabis and psychedelic mushrooms. Now, the very interesting thing about this chart is that on Friday, the stock shot up dramatically, and I tried to do some research on it. I tried to figure out what was going on. I even went to Reddit to read through all the conversations, and as far as I can tell, the company has not put out any news or any information that could lead to this spike. Now, if I'm wrong, please leave that in the comments. I would love to know about it and read into it, but I personally couldn't find anything. And so what I think might be happening here is I think there might be some news coming down the pipeline over the next week. I think somebody might know something. I think somebody might be getting in a little bit early, because this kind of activity and this kind of trading right now is just a little bit uncommon for how the stock has traded over the last little while. So I'm going to be watching Pure Extracts very, very closely come Monday, Tuesday. I'm not completely sure what's happening right now because I can't find very much information on it. However, if this continues on Monday and Tuesday and we see increased volume, it could be a sign that there might be something coming up that we just don't know about yet. So I'm going to be watching that one closely. The next company that I'm also going to be watching closely is Upwork. I really, really like this company. It has a very similar business model to Fiverr, if you're familiar with that at all. They are a platform where people that can provide digital services go on there and offer the digital services, and Upwork takes basically a cut. Now, what I like about Upwork compared to Fiverr is that it's quite literally selling for like half of the price to sales ratio, which is really, really nice. And on top of that, it's a little bit easier to read from a technical standpoint, because as you can see, we had highs right here of $60. We came back down to support at $35, and now we are approaching resistance right here at $60 again. We sort of tested this trend line 2 or 3 times, and now if we can break through $60 and break through this kind of all-time high of $63.88, I think that's going to be a very, very positive sign for Upwork. I absolutely love the business model. I love the margins. I love what they do. I'm a customer of the business, and I think everything about Upwork is absolutely fantastic. Now, the last industry that I want to talk about here in the last couple of charts that I want to show you are in the airline industry. Now, I want to point this out to you because when you have companies that have very similar business models, they operate in the same regions, and they pretty much do the exact same thing, you want to use that to your advantage. You want to pull that information in, and you want to use it to confirm your positions. Let me show you what I mean by that. So this is United Airlines, ticker symbol UAL. As you can see, we hit some highs back here in March and April, came back down to support at the end of April right here, brand new highs kind of in the middle of June right here, and now we have come back down to the same level of support that we approached back in April. So kind of this triangle pyramid shape right here. Look for this. And now what I want to do is show you another company, a completely different publicly traded company, but it's still an airline company that operates in the same geographic area. So this is American Airlines, and look at this price chart and look at this triangle that's forming right here. You can see that they are almost absolutely identical in the way that American Airlines and United Airlines stock price moves. Now, to prove this to you and to show you even more clearly, what I've done is I've combined the charts. So here we have American Airlines stock chart, and then this green squiggly line that you can see kind of running through the price action here, that is the United Airlines stock price. And so as you can see, this green line quite literally moves directly correlated with the price of American Airlines. And so what I am doing here is I am am watching for entry and exit opportunities in whichever stock gives me the clearest signals, and then I am trying to confirm those signals with other companies in the industry, because if one company is giving me very clear signals and it's showing me a buying opportunity and the rest of the industry is confirming that should give me more confidence in my trade. So what I am watching for here is I am looking to buy American Airlines on the bounce off of $20. So what I want to see is on Monday, Tuesday, I want to see this price continue to move higher. I'd like to see it cross through our moving averages here. I would like to see some continued momentum because we're already leaving and exiting the oversold zone. It looks like we could see a crossover of our MACD, and if we see continued momentum on Monday and Tuesday, that is going to be my entry into the American Airlines stock. Now, just as a quick summary, here's my game plan for next week. Number one, I plan to focus on bounce trades, any stocks that are coming down to support and starting to show momentum where they're starting to turn around. I'm really interested in those, as well as the breakout stocks. I've had really good success with Apple and Amazon lately, and I'm looking to add to that winning streak. So I'm really watching for that. I'm also planning to let the winners run and cut the losers quickly. I was this close to cutting Alibaba this week, but on Friday it went up by 3%. It kind of recovered itself, and I'm a huge fan of Alibaba as a business. The fundamentals are absolutely amazing. Now it's just about trying to figure out what is my entry into the stock, what's the best time to get in, and that's what I'm trying to figure out now. I already have a position, and as long as we show strength over the next few weeks, I will continue to hold that Alibaba position. But if this thing continues to tank and continues to fall down, I'm going to cut the loser quick. I'm going to buy back in when we found new support and when I have more confidence. Now, the last thing that I want to say is that summer is here and Christmas is only a few months away. So if you can buy into any companies that you think are going to be able to capitalize and pick up on any of these trends, make sure you start thinking about that ahead of time, because Christmas is actually not that far away and summer is happening right now, and in 2 months it's going to be close to over. So keep that in mind and make sure that you are going in with the positive trends. Make sure you're buying into the trend and make sure that the indices and the stock market is at your back. You don't want to be fighting against the trend. And if you want to learn more about that, or even just how to read the financials and look at the stock chart, then you should definitely consider signing up for my stock market fundamentals course. It is completely free. It's hosted on Skillshare, and there's over 9 hours of content that will walk you through step by step everything you need to know to get started in the market. If you cancel your subscription in under 2 weeks, you get the entire course for free. There's over 6,000 students that have already gone through the course, over 260 reviews, and over 1 million minutes of watch time have been spent going through the course. So I promise you, it'll be the best free resource that you can find online. Over 80% of students say it exceeded their expectations, and the link is in the description to this video. Now, just as a reminder, all these stock picks are just my opinion, they're my recommendations, and they're what I am watching going into Monday, Tuesday, but I am still waiting for confirmation on a lot of these trades. So what I'm watching for come Monday, Tuesday, Monday market opens up, I'm going through my watch list and I'm seeing which stocks look like the best opportunity from the list that I have generated, and then I'm making my trades based on the best opportunities, not all opportunities, based on the best opportunities. So keep that in mind, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Good luck trading, good luck investing, and we'll talk to you soon.